This box came directly from Franche-Comté in the south of Besançon in France. I want to show you the experience you'll be going through when you unbox this Belvans. I'm Francois, and it's time to watch. While I do the unboxing, I'll talk about this history of this young company founded in 2023 in Paris by three friends. Their workshop is just south of Besançon, and you can even find this watch in the Publicis boutique right off the Champs-Élysées. Look for this logo. It's embossed on the top, and you also have this lacquered box with the name Belvans right on the top with the logo. So let's open this box up and see what's inside. Here it is. This is their second watch in the collection. It's called the Belvans Heritage. And this film here, let me just take this film off so that we can see the true blackness of that dial. That's incredible. So if we look now in the box itself, at the very end you have the papers for the calibration of the movement itself, and there's also the information for the serial number of the watch. And this card is a warranty card, 2 years warranty. And of course inside you have this small handkerchief where you can clean your watch, and here it is. After the nice unboxing experience, a few things come to mind when I look at this watch. First of all, that blackness of that dial. They call it Muzu black, which absorbs 99.4% of light. So it gives a nice contrast to the lettering. And there's also the counterbalance. If you can see the counterbalance right there, it's a Tour Eiffel, the Eiffel Tower. So it's a nice design detail that basically points to the fact that this is a French-based watch that's assembled in France. If we look at the back here, I am pleasantly surprised to see the guilloche on that counterbalance, which is operating the movement, the Miyota 8315, which has a 3 Hertz and 60 hours power reserve. If we stay in the back and talk about numbers, the movement is personalized not only with the rotor and that guilloche, but the stated accuracy of a Miyota 8315 is -20 to +40. But in their workshop, they calibrate the movement to bring it down to -10 to +20 seconds. So this is going to be part of a long-term try. This watch was provided by Belvans. They sent it to me, and therefore it'll enable me to wear this watch and do a second review, a follow-up review, give you the numbers for the real accuracy of this watch and my impressions of the watch itself. Once in your hands, you feel the heft of the watch. It's due to the stainless steel casing here. It's 315L stainless steel, but what you may not know is the interior of the casing is PVD coated with titanium. There are two reasons for that. It helps dissipate the heat, and it also uses the titanium as kind of a Faraday cage to minimize the magnetism on the watch, therefore keeping the accuracy as much as possible. You noticed I chose the rose gold version. There's also a standard gold version as well as silver. The measurements of the watch are 38 millimeters diameter, lug to lug 46 millimeters, thickness 11 millimeters, and lug width is 22 millimeters. Do not look at this version here. This is not a production version. The true production version has true lugs, and between there's 22 millimeters. So therefore, you can change the strap relatively easily. Speaking of the strap, you'll notice that there's the Belvans name on embossed in there, and there's also here the fact that it's Italian leather, handmade. The buckle is the same rose gold, and it's signed. Now let's go to the pièce de résistance, the dial itself. As I said, it's a Muzu black, so it's a very dark black that has nice contrast on these Roman numeral markers. You can see the kind of saber-like hands and that second hand with the Eiffel Tower and the name Belvans right in the middle right there. So it's kind of clean and sober, like I like my watches. And of course it's operated by this crown, which is signed, and you basically have a date version on a non-date watch. So that's the only kind of caveat I could say, is that your first position, you kind of hear the clicks of a date wheel that's in the back that's not shown. And then your second position, that's where you change the time and you hack the seconds. Once you're done, everything is done. So, and this is not a screwed in crown, but it has gaskets inside to have a total of 10 atmospheres of water resistance. So this 10 atmospheres is kind of unusual for a dressier watch. You saw on the back, it's a screwed down case back and will offer that 100 meters of water resistance. And there's also the markings, particularly the fact that it's made in France. To sum things up, I'm pleasantly surprised about this watch. It's much prettier in person than on the images of their website. Mainly the guilloche pops out, the decoration of this watch, the fact that it has the combination of brush and polish on the case itself, but most of all the contrast, the fact that they chose that dark black, that muzu black that pops out. It has this watch being much better looking in person than on the pictures. With the upcoming holidays and Christmas, I encourage you to treat yourself to this watch and have a Merry Christmas. Stay tuned to see the full review and long-term review of this watch. I'm Francois, and I hope to see you soon.